is the logic section. Does this mean common sense?
Not just common sense, Anne, no, but basically what you've got to do here is to look for the patterns in the shapes and numbers on the screen. Just work out what the next one in the sequence should be.
So a good visual eye.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Who can we expect, Sylvia, to do well?
People like clerical workers, electricians, mechanics, and maybe anybody who can put a flat pack of furniture together. And I think Tommy's probably done
just the man.
a few of those.
Can anyone put a flat pack? Andrew Neil, I bet he can't put a flat pack together.
What's a flat pack?
Tommy, what about you then? You logic here? You think you're a logical man?
Yeah, I think we could do okay on this section, us builders. We're going to prove there's more to builders than lager and curry, right, boys?
No! They say no, then! Just maybe. How were you at school?
Average.
Only average. You've never done an IQ test?
No, never.
How do you feel about being here this evening?
Well, I was okay until I'd done that last memory. So that was, I've forgotten it already.
Now you've got to concentrate on the next one now. Eyes down straight away. It's logic. This is obviously good for anyone who's got very pointy ears. Dan.
Now, the first block of the logic section is all about completing a series. You have to look at a sequence of shapes and decide which shape completes the pattern. Let's look at the example. Here's your sequence. Which figure from the bottom line completes the pattern? Not a blank faces. The correct answer is B, because the shapes are getting bigger from left to right. Yes? Oh, they've all gone very quiet here. Now for the real thing. 6 questions in this first logic block. 15 seconds to answer each. Here they come. Question 16. Complete the series. Again, complete the series. On to 18. Nineteen. $20. Final question, 21. Okay. How are the twins doing over there, Philip?
Well, we've got a couple of bright ones here. Anthony and Chris, yeah? Yeah. Which one's Anthony? Which one's Chris?
I'm Anthony.
You're Anthony. Anthony, what are your qualifications?
I've got a degree in physics with space technology.
And how about you?
Same one.
Same thing.
First class.
Absolutely. What are you working on at the moment?
We're both involved with a project called Star Chaser, which we're trying to build a rocket to put people into space.
So you are actually both rocket scientists?
Effectively, yeah.
Yeah. Your parents must be very proud.
I hope so.
What aspect are you working on the rocket?
I'm involved with more of the electronic side of it and guidance, things like that.
Okay. How have you done so far?
Logic seems to be my best one so far. Yeah.
Yeah. So which one was the older? Which was the older out of the two of you?
I'm slightly older.
You're slightly younger.
Slightly older.
Slightly older. By how much?
A minute.
About a minute. Yeah. Do you think that's going to make a big difference in your intelligence this evening? What about you?
Not at all.
No? Best of luck to all of our twins. Anne?
Okay, we're going to move straight on. The next block in the logic series is all about sequences of numbers. Now, you have to look at a series of numbers and decide which number continues the pattern. Here's the example. Pick the number that continues the pattern. Any ideas over there with the teachers, Philip?
Let's ask, we'll ask John Norris here. John, you're a maths teacher?
Yes, I am, yeah.
Okay, how are you feeling so far?
I've done a little better than I hoped, but not
Oh,
quite as
good.
good as I think I'm
Excellent.
going to.
Would you like to give me the answer to that one, John?
Yes, it's C.
You're saying the answer is C?
Yeah.
Got lots of people who know you watching this evening.
A few.
How old are the students you teach?
My tutor group are 14.
14 years old. Obviously, they give you a very hard time if you got it wrong.
I would think so, yeah.
You'd be very pleased to know you got it right. Well done.
Okay, here come the next 5 questions. There are 20 seconds to answer each one. Question 22, choose the next number that continues the series. Question 23, again, choose the next number that continues the series. Question 24, again, the next number that continues the series. On to question 25. Final question 26. Completes the numbers series. We've got some cross builders. I would say the publicans look a bit confused. The identical twins, certainly the bottom row, look very pleased with themselves. Where's Philip? How are these celebs doing?
I want to ask Jane, actually.
Because you saw me just going, I just went like that!
You weren't very good at maths, were you, at school?
I was quite good at maths. And I used to work in a pub as well, so I could add things up very well, but I haven't done it for ages. And I think if you don't practice it, you become less able to do it. And so that's my thing.
You, Jonathan, had a physics degree, yeah?
I did.
Is that helping you in any way here this evening?
I don't think so, but I love maths, and I love sequences of numbers. But it's getting a bit harder now, and there's that moment of horror when you look at it, see, I just can't see anything there at all. Then I look across at Darren and see if he's going to whisper anything to me.
You're not allowed to cheat. No cheating. Right, here, eyes down, here's the next batch of questions.
Still in the logic section, this block is about shapes. You have to look at a grid of shapes and decide which shape completes the sequence across the rows and down the columns. Here's the example. which shape here completes the sequence? Okay. The answer is A, because the shapes get progressively smaller from left to right, builders. And it's got to be a triangle because each column contains a circle, then a square, and then a triangle. Doesn't it, blondes? Okay. The 5 shape questions, 15 seconds to answer each one. Question 27. Question 27, which shape completes the sequence? Question 28. Question 29. Question 30. Last question, question 21. 31, sorry. Okay, that's the end of the shapes block. Where's
Let's not
Philip?
forget you at home. How are you doing? Were those questions mind-boggling? Were they a breeze? Apparently, this particular block is one of the best measures of general intelligence you can get. What does that actually mean, Colin?
Well, each test measures a part of general intelligence, which is your sort of IQ, and also something specific to that particular task. And it just so happens that the test we've just done measures more raw IQ than almost anything else we're going to be doing this evening.
So can you, you can inherit IQ?
It is possible, yes, though your environment also plays a part as well.
Darren, you've got a very, very bright family. Do you think you've inherited intelligence?
I think maybe a little bit. My brother's an airline pilot, and my other brother's a graphic designer, but I think they were brighter than I am. But I think I did okay, but I think I struggle on the numbers, on the number progressions. Very difficult.
Back to Anne.
Finally, in the logic section, a block of questions on analogies, and the example should really help here. Which word has the same relation to the third word as the second has to the first? So, food is to hunger as water is to thirst. Yes, the publicans got that, I'm sure. Food is to hunger as water is to thirst. Okay. There are 6 questions in this block. 20 seconds to answer each one. Here they come. Question 32. Which word fits tadpole is to frog as caterpillar is to? Question 33. Long is to short as fat is to? Shh. Question 34. Grape is to wine as flour is to? Question 35. Circle is to square as ball is to... (36) Microscope is to microbe as amplifier is to... Final question. Picasso is to constable as bus is to... And that is the end of the logic section.
Right, we are just over halfway through, and maybe you want to know who's the brightest person in the studio at the moment. We won't actually identify that person. I can tell you that they are not in the publicans. They are not in the students. They are not in the identical twins. Neither are they in the blondes. You won't find that bright person in the builders either. Problems. How do you think you've done?
Oh, abominably.
Abominably. It's maybe not you. Could be you. How do you think you've done?
Very.
Think you've done well? Do you think you've done well?
No, not very well.
No. How do you think you've done?
Probably not very well.
Not very well. How about you?
So.
All will be revealed a little later.
Right, we're just about at half-time. So to everyone playing at home, please don't flag. Keep up the energy. Not long now before you might be able to completely change the balance of power in your household. Now, the next section is numbers. The first ones you're going to have to tackle are mental arithmetic. Colin, does everyone hate arithmetic?
Absolutely, yes. We tried these questions out, Anne, on 200 people around the country before we developed the test. And we found that almost everybody hated the idea of doing any sums, but then they actually went on to do quite well. So I think the main message is just don't panic about it too much, really.
Who's going to be good, Sylvia?
Hopefully maths teachers.
And publicans again.
Students and accountants and bookkeepers. And
yeah, publicans use their brains all the time. I'm rooting for you. Thank you. Here comes the numbers section. Okay, the first questions are all about mental arithmetic. Here's the example. Add up this series of numbers and choose the right answer. Okay, well, as you can see, the sum total of all the numbers is 28. So the answer, of course, blondes, is A. But it won't just be addition, builders, in the questions to come. There'll be subtraction, multiplication, square roots, even algebra. Okay, serious now. 6 questions in this block, 15 seconds to answer each one. Question 38. 3 plus 7 plus 3 plus 8 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8. Question 39, algebra here. Question 40. Question 41. Question 42. Final question. Well, I found some of those very tough. Let's see. The students, was that okay for you? Okay. Celebs, how are they doing?
Let's ask Dane. How's it going?
Not too bad. I think that one I think I did okay on.
How's maths as a subject for you?
It used to be very good, but used to be.
You got any O levels?
Yeah.
What have you got? Metalwork?
I think I've got, yeah. I think I've got 10, actually.
10. Wow, well, you should be doing very well this evening. Someone who actually looked really quite puzzled then throughout that, and I was quite surprised, funnily enough, was Darren. You, at the end of that...
Numbers again.
Really?
Numbers again.
Yeah, shook your head there, you did. Someone who should be enjoying it thoroughly, because they've been boasting about how well they've been doing, is Adam.
Yeah, I really enjoyed those numbers.
Did you ever have a Saturday job or anything like that?
Yeah, I used to be a butcher.
Did you?
Yeah, well, it wasn't just for the Saturday, it was for the whole week.
Right. Yeah. So it's not really a Saturday job then?
No, no, it's a job. Some would say I'm still doing it.
Have we done logic yet? I'm not quite sure. How are you finding them?
All right, it seems there's about 3 in each round look easy, then 2 look ridiculously confusing.
Well, it's been said you're not supposed to be able to answer.
Yeah, I mean, my 271 times table is one, but I must have missed.
Anne.
We'll move on to mathematical puzzles. Here's the example. A car uses 12 litres of petrol to travel 100 miles. Okay, how many litres would be used for a 350-mile journey? Philip.
Well, we all know that builders are notoriously bad at maths by simply confusing their figures occasionally. No one could seriously mean 8 sugars in a cup of tea. But there's no point talking to them about it, so let's talk to the students. Students! Whereabouts is Dave? Dave Healy. Hello, Dave. What do you teach, Dave?
I don't teach, I'm a student.
You're a student? Oh, of course you are. Which is why now it's finally been uncovered. That's why I'm not taking this test this evening. How many? What do you call it? Qualifications? What have you got?
9 GCSEs, 5 A levels,
Yeah.
and I'm studying a degree at the moment.
So you consider yourself to be quite a bright guy?
I'm average, I would say.
Okay. Could you give us the answer to that?
A.
You're saying A? Yeah. He's absolutely right. Well done. How do you think you're doing, students? How do you think you're doing? You were going to go away, and then you went, oh no, actually, we don't think we're doing very well. You are not doing as well as the teachers who are currently ahead of you. All right, eyes down, here we go. Anne.
On to the next 5 questions. You've got 30 seconds to answer each one. Here they come. Question 44. A supply of food will keep 9 people for 12 days. How long would it keep 3 people? Question 45. A car travels 8 miles in 10 minutes. What is the distance it travels in an hour? Question 46. Interest on savings is taxed at 20%. A bank statement shows that you have £10 interest after tax. How much interest did you have before the tax was deducted? Question 47, the price of car parking has increased from 25p to 35p per 15-minute period. What is this increase as a percentage? Final question 48. A 50-metre long cable is divided so that one piece is 2/3 of the length of the other. How long is the shorter piece? So, who's relieved to hear that's the end of the mathematical puzzle section? Okay.
Are you heaving a huge sigh of relief at home having seen the back of that one? Let's have a word with some of our blondes. Where's Helen? Helen Green. Hello, Helen. How are you? What do you do for a living?
I'm an account manager.
So you ought to be very, very good at maths.
I'm pretty good with numbers, yeah.
Okay, what are 6 8s?
48.
Well done, very good. What made you do this evening?
I got dragged into it. I did a television programme previously, and so they asked me to do this.
Oh, good. Okay. And are you pleased you came?
Yeah, I'm very pleased.
Do you think you're doing well?
I think I'm doing okay.
Okay, and how does it feel being in such close proximity to such a big bunch of builders over there?
Well, it's pretty scary, but I'm just about surviving.
Okay. And Lisa, are you Lisa? Yes. Hello, Lisa. You've had a bit of a broadcasting career yourself, haven't you, Lisa?
Well, you could say that. One time I was at work making a private phone call, which I shouldn't have been doing, accidentally leant on the shop tannoy and broadcast my whole phone call to the whole shop and the staff room and the manager's office as well.
How do you think you're doing this evening?
Pretty well, I think.
Would you count yourself as a bright person?
Oh, I'd say average.
Average.
Yeah.
Right, we'll find out later on how you're doing. In the meantime, Anne?
Okay, this is the final section in the National IQ test. It's called perception, which means what, Colin?
Well, perception, Anne, is all about how we deal with shapes. So there's no numbers, no series or anything like that here. All we ask you to do is to look for shapes in one form or another.
And who's going to be good at this, Sylvia?
Well, women tend to be better at perception, noticing details of the world around them, but men are better at visualisation, and I think on balance on this
This is the old map reading thing,
This
isn't
is
it?
the old map reading thing, yes. Men should do better on this section.
And so what sort of questions will we be answering here, Colin?
Well, there are some questions which involve knowledge about objects in the world, and we'll see an example of that in a minute. And then there'll be shapes hidden inside more complex shapes. We ask you to imagine what things would look like if they were turned round or folded up.
Okay, well, we'll see whether women... Could you try very hard, please, women? Let's take a look at the first block of the perception section. Now, the first set of questions is called practical mechanics, and it should show how good you are at problem solving. So actually, I'll be very upset if women don't shine. Here's the example. These ladders have all been leant against a wall, but only one of them is positioned so it's safe to climb up. Which is the right answer?
Who said that? Who said that? Which one of you said A? Was that you?
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, that was me.
Do you do a lot of building?
I do it all the time.
Have you ever broken anything?
No, but other people have up my ladders.
Right then, okay, well, I'm in the middle of the builders now. Who thinks it's A? Hands up, who thinks it's A? Okay, good. Who thinks it's B? Who thinks... Two guys down here think it. You think it's B. Okay, how long you been in the building trade?
Fortnight.
Who thinks it's C? And who thinks it's D? It's C. Annie.
5 practical problems that require a solution. 20 seconds to answer each one. Question 49. Which vase is most likely to fall over? Question 50. Where should the 50-kilogram weight be hung in order to get the scales to balance? Which wheelbarrow can be lifted with the least effort? Out of which reservoir will the water stream with the highest pressure? Final question. Some provisions were thrown out of the plane at point X. Where do they land? Well, Philip, I'm convinced that knowledge helps on that one. I mean, I've never thrown anything out of an aircraft.
And quite right, too. I thought I'd stick with the builders, actually, for these practical ones. Are you Papu? That's right, yeah. Hi, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad.
How do you think you did on that one? Obviously, we're expecting big things from the builders on this one.
Not too bad, actually. It was very good.
Did okay?
Yeah.
How are you finding the whole test?
Some are easy, some are hard.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, as we said before, you're not expected to get them all right. What about Dennis Marshall? Where's Dennis? Hello, Dennis. You're a bit of a practical joker, aren't you, Dennis?
Yeah, I can be at times, yes.
What did you do to your apprentice, Dennis?
Well, he was a cheeky kid. He made some tea with cold water. So we nailed him to a sheet of ply, through his clothes, of course, and stood him against the wall for 3 hours. He didn't do it again.
That was the last time he did it?
The last time he did it.
OK, and how do you think you're doing this evening?
Some are easy, some are
hard. Do you think you're doing better than you thought you would?
About average, I think.
Yeah.
Slightly, yeah, I think some of the questions I find a bit easier than I thought they could be, yeah.
Well, I mean, bearing in mind that the results we're giving you are only the results for that particular round, you'll be very pleased to know you did very well, second only in that round to the students. Well done, builders. Very good.
Onwards and upwards, this block is called mental rotation. All that means is you have to look at various shapes and visualize them turning around to fit over each other. The example will help here. Out of these 4 shapes, which is the odd one out? Which one can't be turned round so it fits on top of the others?
All right, well, let's see here. We've research has shown, of course, that men tend to be better at these things than women. So let's ask Andrew. What do you think?
It looks like a rude word to me, actually.
No, steady on.
He should be very good. I mean, he's used to fitting bits into pages of newspapers.
Hopefully not of that shape. What do you think,
Out of the
Andrew?
4 shapes which cannot be turned round to fit on top
Doesn't understand the question.
the other.
The answer, please, Andrew.
Don't delay. I need an answer.
B.
Yes, he's absolutely right. Well done. Under pressure. Very good. Yes, the answer to that is indeed B, Anne.
OK, 6 questions in this block. 20 seconds to answer each one. Get ready to play. Question 54, which is the odd one out? Question 55, the odd one out here. Question 56, the odd one out. Question 57. Question 58. Final question 59. And that's the end of the mental rotation block.
Another big sigh of relief that goes up all around the nation. It seems to me that you really needed to know there what your left hand was doing from your right. Colin, is there truth in the rumour that there is a difference in intelligence between left and right-handed people?
Yes, but it's a bit more complicated when it comes to mental rotation, because there's some evidence that right-handed men perform better than left-handed men, but for women it's the other way round.
What about if you're ambidextrous? Because I know that actually, Jonathan, you're ambidextrous, aren't you?
Well, it's sort of funny. I mean, I write with my right hand, throw with my right hand, but then I play cricket and golf with my left hand. And then my children are a funny mix. One of my children is left-handed, the other one's right-handed.
So does that make any difference then, being ambidextrous?
I'm not sure, because there aren't many ambidextrous people around to test, really. So
the test hasn't been done?
No, I don't know about it anyway.
I don't think it features in our test this evening, you know. I'm not quite sure about that. Let's have a look at left versus right. We have, at the moment, there's only 1 point in it. Left hands currently in the lead, 72 to 71 right-handed. That's 38% left-handed, 35% to the right-handed. So we have the left-handers who are currently in the lead. Of course, at this stage of the game, anything can change. You'll have to wait till the very end to find out what the final results are. Anne.
Okay, we're nearly there, everyone. Just 11 more questions to go. Now, the next block is called paper folding, and you have to work out what a flat shape will look like when it's folded, or what a 3D shape will look like when it's flat. Here's the example. Which of these 4 solid shapes will be made if you folded the paper shape shown on the left? I don't know what's funny about that, builders. The answer is B, shape B. This block has 6 questions, everybody. Again, 20 seconds to answer each one of them. On your marks. Question 60. Which solid shape can be made from the paper pattern? Question 61. Which solid shape can be made from this paper pattern? (62). (63). (64). Final question. And it's which paper pattern could not be folded to form the solid shape? Okay, that's it for paper folding.
Thank goodness for that.
It's gone very quiet.
Let me introduce you to Daphne and Barbara. Which one's Daphne, which one's Barbara? You're Daphne.
Yes.
Obviously identical twins, but,
Yes.
But when you were born, you were split up.
Yes, we were adopted by different parents and went to different schools.
So what age were you when you rediscovered each other?
40. That was yesterday.
Have there been any coincidences in you growing up? Obviously not knowing each other.
Yeah, we found our 11 plus. We hated maths.
What about things like what about driving?
We
Driving
passed
test?
that.
You passed it first time?
Yes, yes.
Yeah? You both spoke at the same time then? It's
We
incredible,
do.
isn't it? How are you doing this evening?
Well, our fingers slip on the wrong things all the time.
It can happen,
It
can't it?
happens a lot.
It can happen.
Yes, and
Yes.
senior moments.
Yeah. You were just going to go for B and it
I know,
slipped
it
onto
slipped,
C.
yes.
Okay.
Just like that.
In that last block, you might be interested to know that identical twins were the worst of the entire
Still time. This is the last leg of the test. Final questions. It's called shape matching, and you have to look at a given shape and then see where it's hidden within the 4 diagrams. Here's the example. Which figure contains the shape shown?
Nina, what do you think? You're into dangerous sports, aren't you? You're a dangerous sports person.
How do you know that?
I know everything.
Yes, I am a bit.
What do you do?
Went to Brazil recently and jumped off a cliff, gladly with an instructor and a hang gliding thing.
Good, good.
Yeah, just like speed and different sports.
How is this evening comparing to your dangerous sports?
This is probably the most stressful thing I've ever done in my life.
Would you like to give us the answer to that example?
I would probably go with C.
Would you?
Or
if
D.
I were you, I'd go with D.
D.
Yeah. Go with D. That's much better.
So, to the final 5 questions in the National IQ Test 2002. 20 seconds to answer each one. Question 66. Which figure contains the shape shown? Question 67 again. Which figure contains the shape shown? '68. '69. Final question 70.
Natalie, what do you think?
I think there.
That was your best
As soon
one?
as they come up, it sort of come out.
You're happy with that one?
Yeah, I was happy there.
Excellent. What about you, Claire?
I'm much better with pictures than numbers or anything.
Who thinks in our celebrity group here, this very strange-looking classroom, who thinks that was their best round? Right. Okay. Oh, Jonathan as well. Yeah. Pleased with that?
Yeah.
Good. Now, at the beginning of the programme, we set a couple of tasks, if you'll remember. Our tall and short people over here, our tongue-curling builders. So hopefully, with a bit of luck, and this is all relying on whether or not our computers have got this information in quickly. Oh, well done to you. Right. Now then, could we have Emma standing up here? Well done, Emma. And could I have Leanne? Leanne, well done to you. Now then, how do you think you did? Will you calm down over there?
I just wish I hadn't put 100 now on what I thought I would.
So this
having done that.
This is less than what you thought you got 100 or less.
Yeah, I think I made a lot of silly mistakes. So
Do you? The national IQ average is 100. So you put 100 down there as an average. And how about you?
I
Leanne?
put 90. I think it's probably more around 80. I guess most of them. So.
Which section did you think was the hardest?
The maths section.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think the last few sections was the easiest, the shapes and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, and what about you? What were your difficult things?
Maths, I think I'm all right at. It's the verbal reasoning.
I'm not actually going to reveal your IQs here in front of everyone, but I'm going to tell you right now, you are both higher than you thought you were going to be. Well done. Jason. Yes. How do you think you do, mate?
Oh, awful.
You put 75 down as your IQ.
But us builders are a lot better with our hands, you see.
Steady on, Governor. So 75 for you. Let's see that tongue curling just one more time. There, yeah, that's...
Oh, God.
No, please. And also Hayden Hipkiss. Whereabouts are you, Hayden?
I put 99 down, but I regret it now.
Really?
Yes, definitely.
Can I tell you both, gentlemen, that your scores this evening are both higher than you put on that piece of paper?
Of our studio groups, let's see if they've survived. Are the identical twins a force to be reckoned with? Have our builders built themselves a reputation? They've always got an excuse for a party. Maybe our students have a reason to celebrate? Will the teachers cane everybody? Publicans look in need of a drink. And are our blondes, are they bimbos or brain boxes? We'll soon find out. OK, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back straight after the news to find out the results and to see just how well you've done, or indeed how badly.
Also, in part 2 of the show, we'll be reviewing the data we've collected from everyone around the country who played on the internet. So we'll be letting you know exactly how smart you are. And also, I'll be hoping to talk live on the phone to some of Britain's cleverest people. What a meeting of minds.
Let me tell you that there is one person in the studio with a huge IQ. The question is, where are they? Not where you think.
See you later.
OK.
The significance of the 1960 European Cup final remembered, the greatest game tonight at 11:15. First on BBC One Scotland, still up for the challenge, Anne Robinson and Philip Schofield with part 2 of Test the Nation.
Part 2, time for the moment of truth. Please welcome back your hosts, Anne Robinson and Philip Schofield.
Back to Test the Nation. Great atmosphere here. Congratulations, because we've just broken a record. Everyone who joined in has taken part now in the biggest ever national IQ test. Well done. Really wonderful. The thing is, how did you do? You're about to find out. In a moment, I'll be giving you the answers. Philip will be analysing the results. And at home, you might well be breaking open the champagne or another six-pack, having discovered a hidden talent. Of course, in other places, there might just be deep, deep humiliation, mightn't there, builders?
Why do I think you're about to turn now? You've been nice, the test is done. I sense a turn in you. We'll also be looking at the bigger picture. The data from people taking the test all over Britain is, as I speak, being mulled over by a computer containing more brains than a cheap sausage. Soon we will be able to reveal which part of the country has the highest IQ. And age-old arguments can be settled. Which old rivals will really have something to boast about? Glasgow, Edinburgh, Liverpool, Manchester, Cardiff, Swansea. Good evening to all of you.
Now, those who've been playing interactively have a steal on the rest because you've already got your results. For everyone else, it's the moment of reckoning. Good luck to those who've been playing at home. And to our studio guests, here come the answers to the National IQ Test 2002. OK, it's like the end of term. First, the 10 questions in the language section. Remember, we tackled vocabulary. Question 1, which word means the same as engine? And the answer is D, motor. OK, question 2. Stop moaning. Which word means the same as frail? The answer is A, feeble. Obviously. Question 3, which word means the same as hardly? And the answer is D. Okay, this was the easy part. Question 4, which word means the same as furtive? And the answer is stealthy. A, okay. Question 5, which word means the same as faint? And the answer is C. Make a deceptive movement. Okay, are we happy, people? What? You got them all right? Of course you should get them all right. You're teachers. What? Why are the teachers the most trouble here? See, the publicans are just being modest. And the builders are too terrified at the moment. Okay, next was sayings. Which saying, this was question 6, means we learn from experience? Now, celebs. Are we looking all right over there? Are we happy?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, the answer to question 6 was builders. Aye. Well done. Question 7. Which saying means to go from bad to a worse situation? Well, if builders can't answer this, I don't know what they can answer. What was the answer, builders? Good. Now, I don't know why, but question 9, which was calamities. Question 8, sorry. Question 8, the answer is, which saying means people vary? And the answer is D. One man's meat is another man's poison. Okay. And question 9. Now this is, I don't know why the builders found this completely hilarious when I was asking it, but they did. And we wanted to know which saying means calamities often occur together. And the answer, builders. B. You know that, don't you? You know it never rains, but it pours. Right, okay. Finally, 10. Which saying means it's easy to be jealous? Blonde. That's the correct answer. Okay. Right. Those were the 10 answers for the language section.
So there we are. How did you do? I take it that the dissension in the ranks from the teachers over there was because you actually did get them right at the beginning. Yes. I've just had a look at this little computer down here, and it did tell me, actually, it said 0 at first, but you'll be pleased to know, we'll go back to what happened at the beginning. It was actually 243 of you got that the first block of questions right. So now we've cleared that up. We'll have a quick chat with our celebrities over here and find out how they felt they did. How did you?
That was the easiest bit. I mean, if I can't get the words right, I should be out of a job.
Careful! Don't provoke her.
It's the arithmetic I'm worried about.
I'm actually waiting for the bit where he pulls his hair up because he did so badly.
That's coming. That's coming.
We'll know. Tommy, how about you on those first bank of questions?
Well, okay. I thought. When we checked back there, I thought I got nearly all of them right, if not all of them right. So yes. I'm pleased with that. It was the easiest section for me, the language. Yeah. What about you? The numbers will be a disaster.
I thought I'd done really badly on the first one, but it's come through, and I can't remember. I actually thought I got them all right. So
did you feel that you would have done better had you not? Obviously, you're under pressure, but with just an extra bit of time or so. Was it pressure that was underlying you? Do you think?
It was like you seemed to either know it straight away, or you didn't, and you were like, reading it again and again and again, and the time was then going.
All right, eyes down, let's have a look at some more answers.
Okay, let's move on to the memory section. 5 questions to test your powers of recall. So, question 11. You had to memorize these details, and then what was the postcode? And the answer was B. Okay, question 12. This was very long and quite difficult. Memorize this address and the answer. Which one of the following is incorrect? The answer was D. Moving on. 13. Another address, and the answer, again, was D. Moving on. Another address. The answer here was Blondes. It was B. Well done. Finally, the newsagents list. And we wanted to know. Move on to the answer. Which papers and magazines did Helen Baxter take? And the answer was C. The Hello, Guardian and Private Eye. No, the Builders didn't get any of those. Okay. No memories, the Builders. That was the answers to the memory section.
Okay, already you should have a feel for knowing how well you've done. There are some fairly depressed faces here in the studio, so let's find out which groups aren't doing too well, which groups are now in the lead. We have a leaderboard, and here it is. We can see that the Builders currently at the bottom. The Builders, 22%, the Blondes, 23%, the Publicans, 24%, tying with the Twins, the Teachers, 27%, the Students, 28%, the Celebrities at the top with 33%. You jumped out of your seat there. Now you're jubilant, you're happy now. And you said, you guessed, I heard you say halfway through that, I guessed on that one.
Yeah, but even better, the students are ahead of the teachers. And even better than that, the Blondes are ahead of the Builders.
This, of course, could all change in a matter of moments. Let's have some more answers.
The Builders are last, but they'll be the ones with the best excuses. Right. Next, the logic section. The first 6 questions dealt with completing a series. Remember, you had to look at a sequence of shapes and decide which of the 4 figures completed the pattern. Here are those 6 answers. 16, and the answer here is D. Okay. On to 17. And the answer here was... No, the answer for 17 was B. On to 18. The answer here was... No, students, it was not A, it was D. Oh no, I'm sorry. I was just testing. I was only testing, quite right. Just wanted to see if you were listening. Question 19. And the answer here is D. And the reason it's D is the arrow is moved round 45 degrees each time, and the accompanying shape is alternately a cross, then a circle. So the correct figure must contain a cross with the arrow rotated a further 45 degrees. You knew that, publicans, didn't you? Okay. On to question... No, they didn't. On to question 20. The correct answer here is C. Teachers who didn't get it, let me explain. Okay. It's because each time the number of sides of the shapes increases by 1, so the first shape has 3 sides, the second has 4, the third has 5, the final shape, therefore has how many sides, builders? They don't know. 6. Okay. Question 21. And you complete this series, and the answer here is A. And I have to say, at this point, there was total relief all round. It was the end of this section. The answer is A. The circle rotates through 90 degrees anti-clockwise each time, and we lose alternate white and black quadrants. Gosh, I'm confused just giving you the answers, never mind having to work them out. How glam are the celebrities looking at this point? Andrew Neil.
More subdued now. We'd like to stop us, quit while we're ahead.
How's our newsreader doing?
This is all where it went pear-shaped, Anne, I'm afraid.
All pear-shaped? Good. Tommy, how are you doing there?
Don't ask.
I think they've lost their confidence. They were at the top. We'll see how it goes. Still in the logic section, here are the 5 answers in the number sequence block. So we're on question 22. Shh. The answer, publicans, is C. Because, as you all know, publicans, each number is a third of the number that goes before it. So 333 is a third of 999, 111 is a third of 333, and so on. And 12.33 is a third of 37. Yes, teachers think that's very obvious. Students, okay with that? Okay. Question 23, the correct answer here is blondes? I'd hope that blondes would do so well. The correct answer is D. Okay, because each number in the series is the sum of the 2 preceding numbers. So, builders, 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 plus 13 is 21. And that brings you to the answer D. Question 24. Here, the right answer was identical twins. A, good, because each alternate number increases by 2 every time, so we have 11, 13, 15, and the last number is 17, which is the answer A. Good. Oh, it's gone very, very quiet in here. Question 25. The correct answer here, builders, is? The correct answer here, builders, is? Sorry? Give up. What's the correct answer? You wouldn't know what they were saying. The correct answer here is C. Okay. The rule being that each number is the sum of the previous 2. So 8 plus 13 is 21. 13 plus 21 is 34. 21 plus 34 is 55. And 55 plus 89 is, of course, 144. There you go, which is C. Question 26. And the answer here, and we really did have a sigh of relief from the builders here. Final question, the answer should be publicans? The answer should... Publicans, what's the answer? Teachers, what's the answer? D. I hope you... What do you teach at school? Don't answer that. Okay, the answer here is A. And that completes the first set of answers for the logic test.
So there's a great deal of despair, concern, some happiness in the studio. Let me see whether or not... Can we go to another leaderboard? Can we have a look at our leaderboard? Yeah? Let's have a look. Here we go. And just very quickly, the twins at the bottom. Slightly behind with 14, along with the celebrity parties who've slipped right down to almost to the very bottom. And the twins with 13, you thought you were doing so well.
So confident.
What happened?
Well, they had me.
You were all the way through. You're going, oh, that's all right, yeah, I'm doing well, that's okay. Look at the state of that. Let's have some more answers.
Okay, still on the logic section, more answers to reveal. This time shapes, 5 questions, 5 answers. Here they are. Question 27. And the answer here is A, isn't it? Because looking across the columns, each row has 1 square at the left, 1 in the middle and 1 at the right. Likewise, each column has 1 square at the top, 1 in the middle and 1 at the bottom, so the correct answer must be a square which is at the right and which is at the bottom. Yes? You've given up caring over there. Question 28. And the correct answer, blondes, here is? C. Good. Each row has shapes that are 1, 2 and 3 circles wide at the base, and each column has shapes that are 1, 2 and 3 circles high at the left. So the correct answer is 3 circles wide and 3 circles high. Question 29. And the answer here, identical twins, is? D. D, quite right, because each column contains... Now let me explain. Each column contains a horizontal line, a vertical line and a cross, and so does each row, so the correct answer must be a horizontal line. That's D. Question 30. Publicans. The answer... A. Yes, good. The answer is A. Each row contains 2 light and 1 dark background, plus 2 patterns, which when placed on top of each other give the 3rd pattern. So the correct answer will be an upright cross on a white background. That's answer A. Answer 31. The answer here is C. Good. Each column contains the letters A, T and P arranged vertically. Each row adds nothing or N or ND to the bottom line, so the right answer is C. Okay. Now the final 6 answers in the logic section. These are the analogies. These were a bit more tricky. Okay? Question 32. Tadpole is to frog as caterpillar is to... D. Oh, you only know builders now, I've told you. D. Okay? 33. Long is to short as fat is to... Yes, B. Okay, question 34. Grape is to wine as flour is to what, publicans? Question 34, the answer is B. Grape... You were saying C. Grape is to wine as flour is to dough. Okay, circle is to square. This is question 35. Circle is to square as ball is to B, cube. Question 36. Shh, shh. So we won't hear the answers. Question 36. Microscope is to microbe as amplifier is to... B? Whisper, well done. Final question. Picasso, this is question 37. Picasso is to constable as bus is to... No, interestingly, the answer is D. Now, Colin, you promised us that it's nothing to do with knowledge, but you'd actually have to know about the period that Picasso was around and Constable was around.
Yes, but obviously all our audience here does, because the statistical analysis...
No, I'm sorry, there was a great cry out saying train. You lied to us. This is definitely knowledge. Mrs. Mensah, don't you agree? This is definitely a knowledge question.
Well, I don't want to upset my colleague here, but yes, there is some knowledge in that. But it's across the questions across a whole range.
Well, I think that one was a bit of a cheat, actually, if you didn't know. Okay, I don't know how the publicans are on art. That completes the answers for the logic section.
I did tell you she was going to turn, didn't I? I warned you, I could see it coming a mile off. Right, OK, we are just over halfway through the answers of the National IQ Test 2002. Take a breath. How are you doing? Is the balance of power changing in your house? Do the kids rule the roost? Was Dad beaten in the memory questions by the goldfish? I hope you are doing well. I really hope our groups are doing well in the studio. Obviously, we'll talk to them. Should we have a look at the state of play? Darren says no. He says no. Well, there's no way you can stop it happening, because here it comes. If you are ready, and here it is. The twins at the bottom, joined with the builders, the blondes at 31, the celebrities, they're climbing back up a little bit now with the publicans, teachers at 35, students at 36. Let's have a word with the students. Here we go. You were quite bright. You said you were quite bright earlier on. You were quite confident. How do you feel now?
Feeling more confident.
You're feeling good, yeah?
Feeling good now.
You think you're going to be able to maintain this lead?
I think so.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
OK, and let's have a look. Who's someone we haven't spoken to? You, madam. Here. How about you? Did you find the test easy?
No.
Do you think the fact that the students are in the lead has got anything to do with you whatsoever?
No.
No. You weren't helping the side at all, no?
Just a wee bit, maybe.
OK, who here thinks that they are really very, very brainy? You? Oh, his hand straight up. His hand went straight. Yes, and he's up in the air. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Good gracious. Well, hello there. How are you? What's your name?
William Rennison.
William, whereabouts are you from, William?
Barnsley.
Barnsley, yeah? And you really are a very, very confident bloke.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Do you believe that the fact that the students are in the lead at the moment is entirely down to you?
I think it's down to our fresh education.
Do you? My word. Let's get back over here with our experts. Experts, are you surprised at the way this is turning out? What do you think?
Oh, not particularly, no, because obviously the students are young, they're studying for their exams, they've got everything going for them at the moment.
Fair enough. All right. In that case, there's no surprise here currently, but of course there is such a long way to go over there. Mr. Confident from Barnsley at the top. Quite astonishing. It should give us a pretty good picture of the state of Britain's brains. Time for some more answers.
Okay, it's on to the dreaded maths section. The first 6 were mental arithmetic poses. Question 38, that addition. And the answer, teachers, was... The teachers are saying absolutely nothing. The answer was B. OK. Question 39, a bit of algebra here. And the answer, builders, to the algebra question. C? Well done. It was. The answer was C. Question 40. Hey, teachers. You really think the answer to question 40 is A? You're absolutely right. Only teasing. Question 41. What was the average of these numbers? And the answers... Publicans. No, dears. The answer is B. Okay, there was a great gasp let out on this one. I think it was the builders again. Question 42. The answer... Bronze, the answer was... B. That's right. The answer was B. Finally, question 43. It's just a lot of muttering here. Celebrities. Andrew Neil, what was the answer?
Hello.
Why do I get him?
Where am I?
What was the
Good
answer?
evening. Welcome to Dispatch Box.
What was the answer?
I can't remember. C.
No.
D.
The answer to question 43 is D.
That's what I told you.
Okay, let's see how everyone got on with the mathematics puzzles. Question 41. That was a supply of food will keep 9 people for 12 days. How long will it keep 3 people? That's question. The answer is D. Moving on. Question 45. A car travels 8 miles in 10 minutes. What is the distance if it travels in an hour? And the question, the answer to that is A. 48 miles. Question 46. Interest on savings is taxed at 20%. A bank statement shows that you have £10 interest after tax. How much interest did you have before the tax was deducted? The builders must know this because they're very good on tax, aren't they? And the answer is C. Okay, question 47. The price of car parking has increased from 25p to 35p per 15-minute period. What is the increase as a percentage? Adam Woodyatt.
Thanks, Anne. I think it was D.
No, you think wrong, Adam.
Well,
it was D. Did you say D? Did you say D?
Yeah, my diction's nearly as bad as yours.
Okay, question 48. A 50-metre long cable is divided so that one piece is 2/3 of the length of the other piece. How long is the shorter piece, builders? Dear. It is not C, the answer is B. That completes the answers in the maths section.
We'll take a look at the leaderboard in just a moment, but first of all, round the back here, Rob, you know how many people played this test on the internet, yeah?
I do indeed.
Would you like to reveal to us how many people played along this evening? We will, before you do that, we will give all those results out a little bit later on. If you've been taking part on the internet, all that information has come into us. We now know how you've done. Would you like to tell us how many people took part?
I can indeed. We had a massive 85,157 people joined us this evening to take part in Testimation.
Thank you very much. So we'll analyse those results as well in just a moment, but I think our celebrities would like to know the leaderboard. Would you like to know how you're doing so far? Right. Oh, nah, to hell with it. Let's have a look. Here we go. Here's the leaderboard. And we can see that... teachers are ahead of the students by 2%. That's 44% of the questions answered. Teachers currently in the lead. Right, here we go. Some more answers for you.
Okay, the final section, 4 blocks of questions left. The ones that came under the heading perception. First up, practical mechanics. Here come the 5 answers. Question 49, you were asked which vase is most likely to fall over. And the answer is B. B is the vase most likely to topple if pushed. Colin, why?
Because there's more weight at the top, Anne.
Right. How would we know that?
Because when you're dusting, you knock more of them over.
Do you know, experts are all the same, aren't they? OK, question 50, we asked you where should the 50-kilogram weight be hung in order to get the scales to balance? And the correct answer here was A. If you hang the weight at point A, the ruler will balance perfectly. OK. Is that all clear, students? Yes. OK, question 51. Now, this was tricky. Which wheelbarrow can be lifted with the least effort? Obviously easier for people who go through life lifting wheelbarrows. Anyone over there? B. Tommy, you must know the answer to this.
I know the answer now.
What answer did you put?
I put A and I think it's B.
That's very funny. The answer is B. And especially for Tommy, let me explain, it helps to have a longer barrow handle and the weight positioned at the furthest end of the barrow. Not a lot of people know that, do they, builders? OK, question 52. Out of which reservoir will the water stream with the highest pressure? Now, any student with a knowledge of physics, very basic physics, should know that. Jonathan Edwards, how did you do? You've got a physics degree, haven't you?
I have. I think I should have put D, Anne.
But you didn't.
But I didn't.
What did you put? What did you put?
I put A.
OK. They never taught you at university that all will flow at the same rate.
I think they probably did.
But you've forgotten. OK. The answer is D. Finally, question 53. Some provisions were thrown out of the plane at point X. Where do they land? And apparently, the answer is D. I haven't the... Well, that's very clever. Colin, I haven't the foggiest idea why the answer is D. Why is the answer is D?
Well, the answer is D, because the package keeps on moving forward at the same speed, but it also accelerates downwards, which makes it take that funny path we've shown there. And you should be able to work it out, you see. You don't actually need knowledge for that sort of thing.
I bet the publicans didn't know the answer to that one. OK. Next, the 6 answers under the heading mental rotation. The answer to 54 was, the odd one out was C. Let's have a look at this. OK. Moving on, the answer to 55, which was the odd one out here, was C. OK. 56, the odd one out here was A, as you can see. 57, the odd one out here was B. 58, the odd one out here was C, because, there you go. And 59, the odd one out here. Celebs, did you know, were you any good at this? We're on the final one here, 59. Which is the odd one out, Andrew Neil?
Someone else
Didn't you
voted.
ask somebody from EastEnders what the odd one out is?
Oh, why not? What's wrong with EastEnders?
No, but you should know. You fit.
It's either B or D.
That's no good. Natalie.
D.
Natalie, you've been very quiet.
You haven't spoken to me, and that's why I'm...
No, well, darling, here's...
I'd say A.
You said you'd be right. You can teach Andrew Neil a thing or two. How did we do, everybody? Oh.
Right, then, with only 2 blocks of answers to reveal, let's see who is currently in the lead in our studio. Here we go, and... Oh, my goodness! Teachers and students, 52% they're joint. The publicans, 48, builders, 45, blondes, 44, tied with the celebrities. Celebrities, you are tied with the blondes. You can't protest. It's there. Darren, you can't. What do you think, Sonny?
Oh, I thought I did very well there, but the team let me down. What can I say?
Natalie believes that the team actually let her down on this. How have you felt throughout this competition?
Yeah, I've felt quite nervous, and some of them I've guessed, and some I've got right. I think, you just have to see, don't you? I can't wait to know, though.
At the end, because of course you guys don't know your IQ story. We haven't told you yet, so yeah, that's still to come at the end. You can either decide to reveal or not. It's entirely up to you, and we're not going to force you. What about you, Jane? What do you think?
I don't know. I don't mind being on par with the blondes. I like a blonde.
Yeah. But do the blondes like you, though? That's the thing. Oh no! The humiliation's coming from every quarter.
I'm getting it done.
Right then, teachers. You're not a geography. We spoke to you earlier on. You're an English teacher, because I thought you must be a geography teacher because you've got loads. I was sure you were a geography teacher.
You get those after 5 years of service.
You feeling confident, teachers? Yes! Okay, very best of luck. Here we go. Last batch of questions and answers.
Now, the moment of truth is approaching. Just 11 answers left to reveal. This next block is the paper folding questions. And if you've gone through life thinking origami was a herb, this might be a moment to look away. 6 answers in this block. So, question 60, which solid shape can be made from the paper pattern? And the answer is C. 61. The answer is B. Well done. On to 62. And the answer is C. Oh, you obviously found these easy. That's good. Even the identical twins. Good. On to 63. And the answer here was D. Well done. Yes. On to 64. And the answer was A. That was quite tricky, I think. On to 65. And this was the one which paper pattern could not be folded to form the solid shape. And the answer was B. Okay? Moving on. Because you now should have a pretty good idea of how well you've done. We're down to the final answers. Yes, are you Leonardo da Vinci, builders, or Leonardo DiCaprio? Oh. On to the 5 shape matching questions. These are the final answers in the National IQ Test 2002. Okay, which figure, number 66, which figure contains the shape shown? Nina? C. Well done. The answer is C. 67. Which figure here contains the shape shown? Darren Jordan?
I think it's B, Anne.
The answer, did you say B?
B.
Yes, B is the answer. Okay. There it goes. 68. Jane, middle miss. 68. B. What do you say?
B.
No. Claire?
I mean C, I should say.
C.
No, actually, on 68... Well, there isn't much choice, builders, is there? The answer to 68 is D. 69. Which figure? Why are you cheering? The answer to 69. Jane? C? Correct. The answer is C. Okay. Shh. Because they're so pleased with themselves, these days. Question 70. Which figure contains the shape shown? Adam.
Thanks, Anne. Do you know what? I still don't know.
Any other celeb? Jonathan? A? Well, he said it for you now, hasn't he? The correct answer is A. On. Okay, all the answers have now been revealed.
Well, I didn't have to answer the questions, and I still feel like a drink. How about you guys, yeah? I mean, I've had to do a lot of walking and talking at the same time. It can be very exhausting. Now then, you should be counting up your results now. Count up how many questions you answered correctly, ignoring the example questions, obviously. Give yourself 1 point for a correct answer and 0 for an incorrect answer, or an answer left blank. Shortly, we will have the results from our groups in the studio. The computer is working out now our winning group, our winning individuals, and our winning celebrity, which will be revealed a little later in the show, along with a host of statistics that should prove extremely interesting, if not a little controversial. Already, I can tell you that there is somebody in this audience with an IQ of 137. I can tell you that that person could be in the student section. I can tell you that it's not Mr. Barnsley up there in the top right-hand corner. I can also tell you that somebody in the audience has an IQ of 70. The builders, you all thought, oh, you immediately assumed it was you, didn't you? Well, that will always and forever remain a secret, wherever that person is. Now then, how did our esteemed celebrities think they did? Anne?
They've gone all dejected. Adam?
Are you picking on me, Anne?
No, but I know how good you are at general knowledge and how well you did on another programme I do, so I'm quite interested.
Yeah, but we all cheated that night.
Jane, how do you think... I'm not talking to him anymore. Jane, how do you think you did?
OK. Some of my shapes I thought were quite good, but then when I saw the answers, they were rubbish.
OK. Natalie?
I'm not saying a word.
Tommy?
I don't recall the language, but the maths completely went to pieces.
Claire?
Yes, probably not as well as I thought I might have done.
Jonathan? Oh. Are you clever as well as good-looking?
Thank you.
He is rather good-looking.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Anne. I thought I probably would do OK, but I'm not so sure now.
OK. Darren?
I'll reserve judgment, Anne. I thought I did better, but I don't think I did very well, to be honest. Please don't reveal my IQ to the nation.
What's it worth? OK.
A lot.
Andrew?
I think...
You sorry you came?
Yeah, but that was before I arrived.
OK.
I think we're all going to stay behind for extra homework tonight.
Good. All right. Well, you should have added up your points at home. The important bit is taking those points and converting them into your actual IQ score. take a deep breath. All right, Sylvia and Colin, just before we show everyone how to calculate their IQ, can you give us an idea of how viewers can judge their performance? Just remind us.
Well, 100 is average, so if people have scored between 90 and 110, you know, they're normal. And I expect everybody will be quite pleased to hear that.
Are you normal?
I'm very normal.
No, because if you're in Mensa, you're well above normal.
Yeah, but above normal in intelligence, but I'm a normal person.
Okay. Colin, how normal are you?
I've no idea, and I've never taken the test.
All right. You've devised a special chart to show us how we convert the point system into our IQ, yeah?
That's right, and basically what you need to do is to look at the chart, and the first column shows the score you got on that test. So look down the first column until you see your score. The other columns on that chart show age bands, because the meaning of IQ varies according to your age. We want to compare you with people of the same age. So once you've found your score, look across until you find the column that corresponds to your age band, and then you just read off your IQ from that.
Okay, let me just go through that again. The left-hand side is your age, the test score. Right, the left-hand column is the number of questions you got right. The other column refers to age bands, that's 16 to 19, 20 to 34, 35 to 54, 55 to 69, and 70 plus. So you need to look down the left-hand column to find the number of questions you've answered correctly, then move across to the column containing your age group, and you have your IQ. Colin, there is a point, so therefore if there's a family now and there's 3 members of the family have got the same number of points, it's now going to be dependent on their age, isn't it?
That's right, because the purpose of IQ is to compare you with other people of a similar age. We all get brightest from about 24 to about 30, and then afterwards we decline. And so the IQ score it basically corrects for that age change.
How old are you?
48.
Right, okay. Just asking. Did you reveal your age, Mrs. Mensa?
I'm 53.
Okay. Now, anyone who hasn't kept up or got lost, you can find all this information on page 623 of CFAX. How did you do at home? Will you be framing your results or throwing them in the bin? Either way, don't despair, because geographically, your actual area might have done very well indeed. This is really interesting. Philip has some results for everyone who took part on the web.
Brilliant. Good stuff. Now then, we're getting, and I'm still getting them now, I'm getting information in my ear constantly. This is always being updated. What we're about to give you is information that is coming in from the internet, and I've just been told that the number of people who've taken part has now risen as we've got more information coming in from them. It's now 95,000 people who took part on the internet. Right. So, obviously, the results have been coming in thick and fast. Now I can show how your particular region, how your town, your part of the country did in the national IQ test. Just like a general election, we have some fancy graphics, but unlike a general election, we don't have Peter Snow and an old pair of suede shoes. This, so far, is the current state of play. Now, first of all, let's take a look at the nations. This is the average IQ worked out from the individual scores of all those who took part on the web. So, first of all, let's have a look at this map. Nations. 106, the average IQ for Wales, 107 for Scotland, England 108 in the lead. Oh no, it's a tie. Look, Northern Ireland and England 108. Now that, of course, is... well, you can give them a round of applause, of course. Well done, Northern Ireland. Well done, England. Only a couple of points in it between Scotland and Wales. That's very, very close. And that's as we would expect. There's not going to be, we don't think, a massive range of numbers here. Let's take a look now at the regions throughout the UK. Now, in order to make sure that we included everyone, this is based on which local BBC region you live in. So let's see how Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales stand up to the rest of England. Here we go. Here are the regions. Oh, the southeast down the bottom, 106. Oh, look at this. They're sharing that with Wales and the West Midlands, climbing up now, the North and Scotland together. Northern Ireland, Northwest, South, Cumbria, the Northeast, the East, all have 108. 109 for London, 110 for the Southwest, sharing it with the East Midlands, but it's the West with 115 who've won in that category. Bearing in mind this is only a sample of the people who took part on the web. Congratulations to you, officially the brainiest bit of Britain. Now we can take a look at the results of our nation's capital cities. Let's find out if the people of Belfast, Cardiff, Edinburgh or London came out on top. And we can see that in those capital cities, London with 107, sharing it with Cardiff, don't boo yet, Belfast with 109, and at the top we've Edinburgh with 110. How do you feel about that?
It's only right and natural.
It's right and proper.